Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about my hair color journey. I'm going to use my phone as my help. So earlier this year, like in April or May, I just had this feeling like I really wanted to change up my hair because I had it dark for a long time. This is the hair color that I had, this dark black. Actually dark black, it's just my hair color, black. So that was last year, December. And then April, I was like, I just want to switch it up. I want to do something. And for my spring break in April, I put some henna in my hair. I was like, I'm going to try something. Nothing came of it. But I ended up going to this hair salon after doing a whole bunch of research because I haven't been to a hair salon in years, okay? Like since I was getting perms like 10 years ago. So I was really nervous. I did a lot of research before I chose somewhere, and I chose this salon called the Utopia Day Salon in Westfield, New Jersey. Just went there to get my hair color the day, and I told him I had henna, and he was like, I'm not touching your hair with a 10-foot pole. Like, I can't do any kind of color in your hair if you have henna in your hair. And that's not something I knew about because I didn't know that you couldn't dye your hair if you had henna in your hair, okay, first of all. Second of all, I thought that going blonde could be like a one sit down process, no problem. Obviously, I've never done any research in this area in my life. And so my friend was telling me, have you done any research? Because you're not going to get blonde in one sit. Like, it's always a process. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Anyway, so I went there and he said, well, we'll do a test strand, and then if anything, nothing changes, then we could do a little bit more. And so he did a test strand, and then it ended up coming out fine because he was worried because apparently with henna you could get like a color change, or your hair could just fall out or whatever. Like, it just won't look like the color you asked for. And so when he did that, this dark brown on the top. Yes, it's like a chestnutty brown, and I was like, okay, I guess I can work with this. You know, it's not what I want in the end, but I know that it's a process. It's okay, I live with it, and it's pretty. It makes my curls pop. And I don't know if any of you guys follow Raven Elise on Instagram, but she definitely was my inspiration for the kind of blonde that I wanted, because I did not want to look like straw, like yellow, bronzy what is that? I don't know, goldy like hair. I wanted like this kind of platinum-y pale blonde thing. So I pretty much showed him all of Raven Elise's pictures, and I didn't want my blonde to be, this is like literally my inspiration, I didn't want my blonde to be from my roots because that doesn't look natural, and you look kind of crazy when you do that. Then I was like dying because like, I gotta wait another couple months before I go back, because like you gotta protect your hair, moisturize it, take care of it. You can't just come back in the next week and get your hair blonde. And so I came back in August, went back in August, and that appointment was a little disappointing because still I was confused and uneducated and misguided about the blonde process, because I thought I was gonna have this by the time I was done at that second sitting, okay? And if you need to know your hair. Number one, I have really thick hair and really dark hair, so it's gonna take you a couple sit downs before you get the color you want. So after I went to that appointment, I got this. It was a little bit more ashy and icy, definitely lighter than the brown that I had before. But I gotta tell you guys, either my eyes weren't working or something, but when he took the thing off, I was like, I was really disappointed because it didn't look different to me, but it was different. Once I got home and looked at pictures of my before hair and what he did that day, I realized, oh wow, it actually looks a little bit more like silvery, a little like ashy, a little sparkly, if that makes any sense. And I was like, okay, it's fine, because I was like, I'm never going back and do anything. And I did some more research when I got home that day, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And Raven actually has a video of how she ended up getting to that blonde, and she said it took her like 5 turns before she got to where she was. So here I am, only at the second sitting, wondering like, did he even do a good job? And I'm there like, I'm gonna do it myself, okay? So then I was like, you know what, calm down. He knows what he's talking about. Your hair does look different no, it's not blonde yet, but you're gonna have to go back. So this third time, I went back a couple days ago in December, and I was like, I know for sure this time something's gonna change. And so while I'm there, I could tell it was all different because the process was a little bit longer. I was there for like 5 or 6 hours this time around. Oh my goodness, it was long, but it was so worth it. And my stylist, Chris, who I've been going to, I'm telling you, like, he got magic hands or something. Because I showed him the picture, and my hair is not as platinum as if you look at Raven's hair. But honestly, like, getting to this phase, I was like, wow, like, I look like a different person. And so first he did the same process he did for the first two things, some kind of balayage, something another, and whatever color he did to make it more ashy, more silvery and light instead of like yellowy, like that goldish, like strawy color. Like, nobody wants that, okay? Nobody wants that. I then went to wash my hair out, and the girl who was washing my hair, she spent a long time doing some kind of like toning where she was like, or glaze, or she was like dragging the color up the strand to making sure that it blends in with each like section. So like, as you see, my hair is black up here, whatever, and then it like transitions slowly and gradually into this blonde down here. So what she was doing is making sure that those transitions weren't obvious. Like, so she was like, I don't know, rubbing the strand or something, and I'm here like, they know what they're talking about. And Chris would come back and like check on the process the whole time. He's like, put a little bit more here. Okay, yeah, that looks good. And I'm like, I just have this thing for when people know what they're talking about. I like hearing people speaking about their field or their area of expertise. Like, if I don't know what's going on, you got to know what's going on. And he knew what was going on, and so I just felt really comfortable. Like, he was using lingo I didn't understand. He just sounded like intelligent about the process of going blonde. And guys, let me tell you, it is a process, okay? Don't be like me, having too much doubt and wondering if they know what they're doing, because if you find the right person and you've seen pictures of their work and all that stuff, then just trust the process. Trust the process. Then what I was gonna do is I was gonna just have them like put my hair in braids, and I was gonna go home and blow dry it myself and straighten it myself. But then, like, the other workers in the salon were like, oh my gosh, that color looks great. Mind you, I hadn't seen it yet. Like, I hadn't looked at it. I was still down in the sink like that. And one of the other specialists who works there was like I have an open spot. And I was like, fine, because honestly, I was there for so many hours. I was like, I'm tired. I want to go home and blow dry this myself. Because I was going to go home, blow dry, clip my ends, all that stuff. So I decided, okay, I'll let them blow dry and straighten it. And I haven't had anybody blow dry or straighten my hair before. Like, I do everything myself. So that was a decent experience. The owner of salon came and was like, I need to straighten out your ends, make sure it's trimmed and everything. So she trimmed some of my ends, and then she used this thing called a calligraphy cut thing. And I haven't heard of it before besides at the salon. I don't know, maybe they use it other places. So it's called a calligraphy cut, and it's like this razor blade thing, but it's like twisted like this. Okay, let me see if I can find a picture while I talk. And what it does is she runs it over your hair, and it kind of trims off the split ends. Instead of like cutting your hair, it like picks up the split ends of yeah, so it's this thing. And she just kind of ran it down the strands of my hair, and I just saw like as she was doing it like this, like going down my hair, I saw just a buildup of strands coming up like into a little tiny ball of like split ends. And that was exciting because like I said, I mean, I trim my hair, but not like very often, and I probably don't trim as much as I need to. So when my hair was first straightened, like all of this was just like, and I was like, I kind of look a little crazy. I don't know if it's gonna come out straight and nice like I wanted to. And then they let me go. So guys, like honestly, I am just loving this color. I just love the, like, it just feels like there's movement in my hair. The blend all the way from my roots and down to the ends is amazing. They didn't cut off all of the split ends because you like pretty much take off the lighter ends of my hair that shows the gradient. But I'm gonna just make sure to keep trimming my hair and getting some moisture back into this. So what I've been doing since I got it done, so I've been using this. I always have this because, you know, when I blow dry my hair, I use this. It's a Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen, Grow, and Restore Styling Lotion. And it's for natural, chemically processed, color-treated, or heat-styled hair. And it moisturizes, protects, and shines. And so I just use just a tiny, tiny little bit, like a fingernail, my fingernail size, dollop of this, and make sure to rub it through my hair so that it's soft and not dry and brittle, because going blonde does a lot of damage to your hair, so you got to make sure to do a lot of moisture. And I've also been using this Proclaim glossing polish to give it a bit of a shine. Then they allowed me to leave with this DevaCurl Heaven Hair Intense Moisture Treatment for deep conditioning, because I'm gonna like really need to take care of this. So just in case, I don't know if you live in New Jersey or you live in New York and you're looking for somewhere to go get your hair done because you want to go blonde or you want to get a good color, they are a curly hair salon. They're great. They're very nice. They're very personable. Everybody knows what they're talking about. Everybody knows what they're doing. And you just call, get yourself an appointment, get a consultation. And my color specialist was Chris, and he was really, really, really great. He's very personable, very nice. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. Okay, trust Chris. And pretty much everybody else that they know what they're doing too. They trim curly hair, they blow dry, they do a whole bunch of stuff. Now I'm gonna tell you how much everything came out to be, just so you can get an average. But please know that if your hair is different, number one, like it's thicker or thinner, that could change the price. The color you want, the lighter the color or whatever, or the more chemically processed things you're doing with your hair would cause the price to be different or deviate, and also the ending process. This third sitting before I got this, which is $36, and then they gave me 20% off of this, so then it ended up being like 20 something, 20 like $7, $8 something dollars. And then before the blow dry was added, just the color process was roughly $220, $225, something like that. Okay, and then when they added this plus the blow dry, came out plus tax, so like $290 something. And I do hair, I do locks, and so I know that I charge some of my customers about that price when it comes to certain services that I provide for the lock clients. I was like, you know what, this is, you get what you pay for, and you get what you pay for, because like I feel like I got my money's worth for what I paid. The other sit downs were probably like $200, just because it didn't take as long. There wasn't much as like that scrubbing to make sure that all the colors blend. Those weren't like the harder processing times. This going blonde was a harder processing time. So just to give you an idea of that color. Now I called before I found this place real quick, before I went to do my first sit down or whatever, I had called some places in the city. Obviously it's a city, so it's going to be more. The city meaning New York City. It's going to be more, but some places were talking about some $400, $500, and that was for the first sit down. Like, I was like, I'm good. So I'm glad I found this place. I got the money's worth. In the end, it all worked out. It took me almost a year to get to this, and all I have to do is like whenever I need touch-ups to go, and I think the next time I go and I need touch-up, then I'll go a little bit more lighter with a little bit more platinum, not too crazy, but it's just going to be like a balayage treatment going. So you can comment below, ask some questions or anything. I can't say that I'm an expert, but I can answer some questions. And you could also check out Raven Elise's video. That's RAVENELYSE on YouTube and on Instagram. She was blonde for a very long time. She did a lot of it herself, or I think she did it herself. And her color was just really beautiful. So that's where I got my inspiration. So yeah, she's definitely somebody to check out. Anyways, thanks for watching. This was longer than I wanted it to be, but I thought I needed to inform you about this whole process and everything. Oh my god, look at that color blend. Okay, bye guys.